Grrrah. You are now watching Astroteric TV. You are rocking with your one and only host, the Astro Guru. And today's episode is on why you do better when you know better. I say that once again. Why you do better when you know better. Now, I've been meaning to do this episode for about 4 to 5 days now. The only reason I haven't been able to do this video is because life. It's the holidays. You know, I was once again in a bad situation for, quite some time. So I'm still trying to adjust to being back free. But anyway, why you do better when you know better. Now, this happens two ways. The first way is from the outside in. So this is your external life. This is the physical realm. Let's give an example. Say every time I go to this certain place, I get picked on by police or something like that, right? So you go to this certain area, and every time you go over there, you find yourself getting profiled. It might be a white people neighborhood or something like that. It might be a Mexican neighborhood. You might just look out of place. You might stick out like a sore thumb. It might be a rich neighborhood. But once again, it's the external. So the physical realm. So now, as they look at you, the police start profiling you. They start looking and say, okay, this person doesn't belong in this area. What are they doing over here? So now they want to ask you your name. They want to ask you for your ID. Now, that's a simple situation. So it's not very hard to figure out what you might need to do, which is stop going to that area. So now, because you've gone through that experience, you now know better that when I go over here, I get the short end of the stick. Now that you know that in your mental, you can physically not go over there. Or you can warn other people. You can tell them, hey, listen, bro, I know if you like me and you over here in this area, yeah, this is probably what they're going to do. So you might not want to go over there. Now, the second way this happens is from the inside out. Meaning, say every time you talk to a person and they make you feel small every time you talk to them, every time you tell this person your dreams, they're like, yo, bro, that's not going to work. You can't do that, man. You're too stupid for that. Or every time you tell this person that, yo, I want to get this type of car, they're like, man, you broke. You ain't going to never be able to do that. Every time you talk to this person, they find a way to put you down and you feel it on the inside. Now, that feeling is going to transmute itself to a thought. And that thought might be like, yo, I think this person a hater. Yo, I don't think they don't want to see me do good. So now what's happening is you starting to know better than to tell this person your dreams. You starting to know better. And that works in several situations, multiple. It works in a situation where you tell people your business and then they run and tell somebody else. Now you know better than to tell this person your business because you got that feeling from the inside. Now you can bring it out. So once you know better, you can, once again, do better. Now, because life is a convoluted conundrum in itself, when you know better, sometimes you still don't do better. That's why we just gave those two examples. Now, you're going to wind up doing better, but what happens now is you have to learn the same lesson over and over again. So when it comes to things like relationships, you're going to find the devil puts on a new mask. It's the same devil, but putting on a new mask in every relationship because your relationships are, once again, a reflection of you. So since your relationships are a reflection of you, there are going to be demons that you're going to have to fight within this overall devil, within yourself. So you might have abandonment issues. You might, be a narcissist. Like, you might be a cheater. You might be a liar. There's things that are attached to you or that you're attached to that are not conducive in a relationship. So you can't conduct yourself in the proper manner to sustain a relationship because you have these demons within yourself that you need to battle. Your partner probably has demons within themselves that they need to battle. They're probably two different sets of demons. So you got to fight one battle, they got to fight another battle. But once you know better, you don't have to keep blaming each other. You guys can step outside of the problems and say, okay, this is the problem. We need to fight the problems. We don't need to fight each other. You're not the problem. The things that you went through might be a problem for you, and the way I might see life might be a problem for me. But those are battles that we need to handle within ourselves. Those are challenges that we need to, overcome individually before we can better ourselves and be the best version of ourselves for the person that we with at the time. That's why people come in your life, if not for a reason, for a season. They come in your life as a lesson or a blessing. That's where these sayings coming from. Because people started knowing better, so they started doing better. Now, when it comes to doing better, you can take 2 steps forward and 5 steps back. Because once again, there's lessons that need to be learned. So if you make it to a certain level and then you digress, meaning you go backwards from the growth that you gained, you now have to remind yourself that I grew, and obviously you slipped somewhere. You made a mistake. We all do it. So now you backtrack, and now you gotta go through those growing stages again. The same ones you just went through. Sometimes you gotta repeat. You gotta repeat the growing process because, you knew better, and you still didn't do better. So now it's like a double lesson is coming with that. You're learning one all over again how to overcome the obstacle that may be in your way, but you also learn how to overcome yourself because you the reason that you backtracked. It's something that you missed. It's something that you forgot. That lesson that you might have forgot might have been all the way at class A. You might be in class D. So guess what? You got to go back to class A, take a refresher course just to come back to class D to remind yourself, okay, when I do this part, don't get emotional. Don't lose my cool. Don't blow the hatchet. You feel me? Chill. But overall, when you know better, you do better. Feel me? So, because life is an experience in itself, and experience is the best teacher, the only way to successfully know better within these certain realms that we dive in and out of is to experience life. That's the number 100% way. Now, if you're smart enough and you know how to comprehend and you can critically think, you can learn from someone else's mistake and not make the same mistake that they made. You feel me? Now, it's going to be hard to know if you did the right thing sometimes because you haven't been on the other side of the spectrum. And, there's different things meant for different people. So sometimes people run away from their purpose because they're not looking for one. They just seen what somebody else did and they just went with that. You got other people who, they go through certain things and they find out hey, this not for me, this not for me, this not for me. Then they find out what is for them. Or they start thinking to themselves, maybe there's something that's out there that is for me, but I just haven't found it, which, puts them on the soul search. But all in all, when you know better, you do better. And take that with you. Till next time. See you.